Welcome, and I'm glad you've joined me today. Every experience begins with a thought, and our experience changes when we change that thought. In this series, we will focus on the thoughts and emotions relating to special meridian points located along the sides of the spine corresponding to the vertebrae. They are called Huatuojiaji points, and each point connects to a specific area of your body and nervous system. We will be working on opening the Huatuojiaji points along the spine to increase qi flow and activation of the nervous system. Your body has access to the life force and information it needs to heal itself. I will help you to do this through Qigong healing and the use of forgiveness and affirmations. Between L4 and L5 lies the gate of Yang. So by addressing both these areas, it will strengthen the yang energy and the ability to go out and do something with your life. This area is often the most reported area of back pain and sciatic pain, and it is weakened by fear. By strengthening and opening these areas and opening the gate of yang, it can help with abdominal stress and discomfort, as well as providing a strong base to confidently navigate the challenges ahead. When it's weakened, it can inhibit the flow and connection of the sacral chakra and the root chakra, affecting our ability to choose and create a good supportive foundation in our life. By clearing the stagnant energy in each point and infusing it with life force energy, your body will have what it needs to correct and harmonize any dysfunction that has accumulated over the years. Life happens, whether we choose it or not, and it can have great impact on how we live our lives or view our lives. We will identify areas where energy is inflamed, stuck, stagnant, and refusing to flow because of old beliefs, traumas, experiences, fears, stories, people, lifestyles, attitudes, and demands. We'll focus on beliefs that your mind is ready to embrace or release, where it is ready for change, for progress and transformation. Embrace these thoughts. Feel them deep within your body, your mind, and your soul, and allow them to penetrate deep into your heart. Because you are absolutely worthy of every virtue, and you are worthy of every life-giving belief. As you hear these statements and let them into your heart, they will transform you gently, profoundly, and bring greater and higher good in your life. So take a deep breath, and we will start. Place your hand on your chest, touching the two fear points with your thumb and index finger. They are found directly below your collarbone, and they may be tender. So hold your hand there, and you may massage these points if they are tender. The important thing is supporting those points with your energy. You can also hold your hands in prayer position at your heart space. This is particularly effective if you're holding rare earth magnets with the south pole facing your right hand. Or you can use a piece of quartz crystal, jade, or selenite. Now imagine looking into a mirror and looking into your eyes and talking directly into your soul. In this moment, speak this maxim to yourself with the care and compassion you would give to the most apprehensive of beings. Repeat after me. Take kindness and benevolence as basis. Take frankness and friendliness to heart. Speak with reason. Treat with courtesy. Act with emotion and accomplish results. Now let's say this one more time, this time speaking it into both the L4 and the L5 vertebrae, increasing the life force with honest kindness and respect for its importance and place and function. Take kindness and benevolence as basis. Take frankness and friendliness to heart. Speak with reason, treat with courtesy, act with emotion, and accomplish results. We will breathe after each statement, consciously creating new pathways of response and allowing the energy to freely and lovingly flow. So carefully listen to each statement and try to repeat after me in your mind. But if it's too fast, that's okay. You can just carefully listen to each statement. Here we go. I give myself permission to bring up and address the unconscious beliefs that have kept me stuck in patterns of response that bring harm to myself and others. Breathe. I give myself permission to forgive the people and institutions that have influenced my beliefs when they have encouraged distorted ideas, even when they believed it was good. Breathe. I forgive those in my life experience so far who intentionally or unintentionally caused me harm because of their own broken and distorted interpretations of life. Breathe. I forgive myself for my incorrect interpretation of the love and care offered to me by those who truly wanted to show love. Breathe. I ask others to forgive me when I have hurt or caused harm because of my mistaken interpretation of them. Breathe. I forgive myself for any resistance I have towards embracing all that is good, lovely, and precious. Breathe. I forgive myself for believing that miraculous transformation, healing, change, and opportunities only happen after long, toiling effort, self-degradation, or that they don't happen for me. Breathe. I embrace all opportunities, gifts, and love that flow to me without hesitation or skepticism, but with thankfulness and gratitude. Breathe. I give myself permission to surrender and allow for the highest and greatest good to come to me, transform me, and remake me. Breathe. I forgive myself for distorting my alignment with myself, with the great creator, and with great nature, because I do not know my true self. Breathe. I give myself permission to accept my true self and clear the blockages that keep me distorted in my physical health, my emotional health, my social health, and my spiritual health. And breathe. I give myself permission to take responsibility for whatever comes into my presence with gratitude and calmness. And breathe. I forgive myself for knowingly or unknowingly creating the emotional and physical patterns that block my flow and connection, myself, heaven, earth, or humanity. And breathe. I give myself permission to grow and evolve by giving up the stories of the past so that the universe can write new ones. And breathe. I love and accept myself now as I begin to understand and accept the corrections to any false programming and beliefs I might have received in my lifetime. And breathe. I love and accept myself as I align myself to think and feel in the way the universe thinks and feels, accepting the miracles that flow through me, around me, above me, and below me. I forgive myself for rejecting my innate abilities and internal power when I get afraid of what is required to provide for myself and others. And breathe. I forgive myself for believing that I am powerless to change my situation. And breathe. I forgive myself for believing that I can't do it and for settling for less because I am afraid of taking risks. And breathe. I forgive myself for believing that I will never have enough and that I am less than others. And breathe. I forgive myself for believing that my gender determines who I am, what I can do, and what I can have or accomplish. And breathe. I forgive myself for rejecting my sexuality and denying a part of me. And breathe. I forgive myself for holding myself back from engaging in practices that create success in relationships, careers, finances, or any other pursuit. And breathe. I forgive myself for refusing to take responsibility and be accountable for my life and being afraid to put myself out there and go out and make a difference in my world. And breathe. I forgive myself for bearing down with anger when trying to communicate my dissatisfaction and stubbornly holding on to the resentment because of my own insecurities and inabilities. And breathe. I forgive myself for being afraid to create a fabulous future because I can't see my way forward right now. And breathe. I forgive myself for staying put and going nowhere because I am afraid of the challenge. And breathe. I forgive myself for believing I can never win and for thinking that being weak keeps me safe. And breathe. I forgive myself for being afraid of life and blocking the flow of good that comes to me. And breathe. I forgive myself for being afraid to move forward and flow into new things because I fear getting hurt and disappointed. And breathe. I forgive myself for letting fear hold me back from all the goodness and joy that is mine. And breathe. I forgive myself for believing that it's okay for others to be hurt as long as I'm not hurt. And breathe. I forgive myself for hurting others because of my lack of self-awareness. And breathe. I ask others to forgive me for every time I am afraid to act and it hurts them and causes them pain. Breathe. I forgive myself for believing that change and moving forward means denying parts of my being and shutting down and disowning what is happening in my life. And breathe. I forgive myself for bottling up hate inside my body and mind, not being truthful with myself or with others. And breathe. I forgive myself for constantly fretting over the future and not taking care of what is happening now. Breathe. I forgive myself for hanging on to old problems from the past and ignoring them instead of working to find resolution and clarity. Breathe. I forgive myself for believing I can ignore what is happening now and quickly let it pass when I don't know what to do. And breathe. I forgive myself for wishing and wanting, but not believing it is possible for me. And breathe. I forgive myself for believing I can run away, ignore, hide, or pretend with problems I feel inadequate to deal with. And breathe. I forgive myself for obsessing over things that don't matter in order to distract myself from what really matters. And breathe. I forgive myself for giving up my goals when I am unable to have what I desire right now. And breathe. I forgive myself for being afraid to move forward with my joy because I am discouraged by the amount of work that appears before me. And breathe. I forgive myself for believing that being a baby is much better than an adult life of thinking and acting for myself. Breathe. I forgive myself for willingly turning over my power to others to make decisions about my life and not liking what they choose for me. And breathe. I forgive myself for every time I did not want to hear the truth and isolated myself or rejected the love of others because of my stubbornness. And breathe. I forgive myself for allowing fear to shut me down when I have difficulty coping with life. And breathe. I forgive and release the past so that I can move into a new and better experience of life. Really. Breathe. I give myself permission to call up and transform, transmute, release, and remove all rejection of wisdom, refusal to know or understand myself, insecurity, the inability to communicate, rejection of good in my life, and misalignment with life and the denial of my innate power to choose for the highest and greatest good of myself and others. Breathe. I now give myself permission to unblock both sides of the Huatuojiaji points, L4 and L5, opening and activating the flow of chi and information through L5 and L4, and opening up the gates of yang. And breathe. I give myself permission to see the past, the present, and the future clearly and honestly, and release all that keeps me from seeing, hearing, and receiving the truth. And breathe. I give myself permission to take responsibility for every aspect of creating the life that supports me and that I love. And breathe. I give myself permission to be accountable for the decisions I make and all the experiences presented to me. And breathe. I give myself permission to receive wisdom, joyfully accepting the experiences of life in all their variety. And breathe. Without insecurity, rejection of my power and accountability, refusal to create and take risks, I am free to align my life with my spiritual self, to communicate clearly by asking and receiving with confidence and engaging with the life-giving energies of the universe. And breathe. When I am aligned with truth and compassion, I am free to love who I am and be grounded in my own power, feeling secure on all levels. And breathe. I am free to give freely, letting go graciously, and going out to make a difference in my life and in the lives of others. And breathe. I am free to enjoy life, ask for what I want, and accept and receive with joy and satisfaction. And breathe. I am free to move into my greater awareness and find good in everything. And breathe. I am free to trust the process of life and believe that all my needs will always be taken care of. And breathe. I am free to believe that divine action for good is always taking place in my life, and that good can come from each and every experience because I am accountable for my life. And breathe. I am free to let go of the past and release that which no longer is needed, allowing the new, the fresh, and the vital to easily fill me and flow smoothly. Breathe. I am free to say yes to all that life gives me and easily take it all in and assimilate all that supports and revitalizes me. And breathe. I am free to graciously receive what is presented to me, taking it in and assimilating it for my good and the good of others. And breathe. I am free to be accountable for the thoughts that I make and that help me to feel good and keep me in balance. And breathe. I am free to love and approve of myself, to take care of myself, and to create an environment where I can feel safe being me. Breathe. I am free to live my own unique life that is meant only for me. Breathe. I am free to have the power, strength, and knowledge to handle everything in my life, perfectly aligned and supported in all things. And breathe. With the power of my divine consciousness and intentions, I now create connection and harmony with all things, in myself and in my world, in a way that inspires kindness, friendliness, honesty, and goodwill, flowing genuine love and sincere compassion to all that is in my range of influence, and freely offering connection from the brightest place of my heart. Take a long, deep breath and release all that does not align with truth and contentment. You are now creating new alignments, stronger and more powerful beliefs, letting go of the stories of the past and creating new supportive and harmonious ones. Manifest the peace, happiness, and calm that is divinely gifted to you at all times. And at this time, I'd like to leave this blessing with you. May your new work excite your heart. Kindle in your mind a creativity to journey beyond the old limits of all that has become wearisome. May this work challenge you toward new frontiers that will emerge as you begin to approach them, calling forth from you the full force and depth of your undiscovered gifts. May the work fit the rhythms of your soul, enabling you to draw from the invisible new ideas and a vision that will inspire. Remember to be kind to those who work for you. Endeavor to remain aware of the quiet world that lives beyond each place. Be fair in your expectation, compassionate in your criticism. May you have the grace of encouragement to awaken in the other's heart building them in the confidence to follow the call of the gift. May you come to know that work, which emerges from the mind of love, that will have beauty and form. May this new work be worthy of the energy of your heart and the light of your thought. And may your work assume a proper space in your life. Instead of owning or using you, may it challenge and refine you, bringing you every day further into the wonder of your heart. So smile today and embrace the work that you are called to do. And as you do so, you will start making a positive difference in the world around you.